Good morning, Atlanta. Today on Play to Win, we are coming at you from the Chick-fil-A College Football Hall of Fame. It's the Dogs and the Wildcats. We're going to break that down for you and read that hot seat at LSU. And you know we're going to take you around the pros too. So it's all happening right now on the fastest 30 minutes in television, football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win. AT&T and Beaver Toyota. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, college and SEC football expert Chris Marler, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's hometown team report is being brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
Good morning, Atlanta. Today's hometown team report is brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. We got everybody here at the College Football Hall of Fame. Chris Marler, Chuck Smith, Bob Whitfield. Bob, you were a first-team All-American back in '91. Are you somewhere around here?
No, but I will be.
He deserves to be. No, he deserves to be. No question about it. Two-time first, All-American, two-times All-Pac-12, Stanford, Ring of Honor. Come on. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. No question about that.
He's humble.
Good publicist right there.
He's humble. He's humble. Georgia #1 in the polls. Are we finally starting to believe?
Are we finally believing, guys?
I believe.
Are we finally believing?
Yes. I believe.
I don't know what could go wrong. No, I mean, I think we'd all agree. Like, we've agreed all season, and we've been believing all season. They look good. They're the #1 team in the country for sure.
Oh, Graham, they look special. Like Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett. Dude. He is that dude, right?
Yeah, Chuck.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time coming. When you look at Georgia, it's been a long time because, look, the Dogs have absolutely stepped up. Remember, now, I remember being a kid, 10 years old in 1980 when Georgia won the national championship. I mean, I've never seen that kind of fire and desire from a fan base, but guess what? It's been a long time. It's Georgia's time. You know what I mean? It's Georgia's time to shine, I believe.
Now, listen, I'm not going to disagree with you because it is their time. I am going to say I don't have to move out of the state. I can't be here for it. But yeah.
Roll Tide, man.
They definitely deserve the #1 ranking, I think, first time since 1982. But they're head and shoulders above everyone else in the country.
Yes, sir.
Well, we're halfway through the season. Is there anything, Bob, you would say that you'd like to see more from Georgia on?
Yeah, a little bit more of the water boy, making sure he's on point. You know, just the sideline crew, making sure they're picking up towels because everything I see on the field is clicking perfectly.
They're not even healthy yet. They have 12 players still out, and like a lot of them key contributors. I mean, that's the scary part.
That's my biggest thing is getting healthy because especially at the wide receiver position, you know, they're beat up and they got some guys that really going to help them towards the end. So, you know, Georgia, just the biggest thing is stay healthy and get healthy because I think they're going to need that when it comes to the end.
Well, when we switch gears and talk about the other hometown team, Georgia Tech, what does Georgia Tech need to do to get 3 more wins to go bowling? What do you say, Chuck?
Well, I think #1, Georgia Tech, they need to continue to play solid defense, okay? Georgia Tech, they've been solid. They've really improved over the last year. But to me, Georgia Tech, play good defense. Don't turn the ball over. And just, you know, continue to shut people down because the offense with Jeff Sims, he's still kind of developing, still throws the ball a lot of times when it shouldn't be thrown. He threw a couple interceptions the other day. He can run, but he's going to have to also continue to develop his arm, but also being able to manage the offense.
Cut down on the turnovers. He's been doing that since first game freshman year.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, we've got more on the Bulldogs coming up later, too. And, of course, we're going to talk about the Falcons. But up next, can Coach O hang on for another weekend? Our experts will weigh in coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
It was raining. My wife and I, we were on the way home, and we was at a complete stop. And this guy runs into another car that runs into us and completely smashed my back trunk all the way into the back seat. That was a tough moment. If we hadn't hired Montlick & Associates, I don't think we would have had the best representation. My wife and I were very happy with our results and our cases and our outcomes. We were happy, definitely.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with 5 drive modes, you can climb above basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2021 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get a low $219 per month lease on Rogue, or get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models.
We had a home warranty, and over the years, probably close to 80% of our problems came from heating and air situations. We had a major breakdown, so when we called the home warranty company, we had to come out of pocket $1,700. We came across reliable. One of the technicians explained to us there was a program to help change over the units. They would maintain the units for the life of the unit. It was a no-brainer for us.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Eligible customers get great offers from GM Financial Plus. No monthly payments for 120 days on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups and get $1,500 cash allowance. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Southeastern Nissan dealer.
And welcome back. Our SEC ACC report is brought to you by Greater Atlanta Nissan. We are halfway through the season, so this is not too early to ask. Chris, I'll start with you. Who are your Heisman favorites?
One, I'm trying to get over emotionally that we're already halfway through because that's kind of sad. Heisman favorites, Matt Corral from Ole Miss. He's not the leader right now, but he's 20 touchdowns, no interceptions. Yeah. Still really good. How about Kenneth Walker from Michigan State? I hate the Big Ten.
He's been running, though.
We should probably be talking about him. He's leading the country in rushing yards by like 200 yards. So those two for me.
Who's he leaving out?
Oh, Bob, because I got the big one in the end.
No,
Stetson Bennett.
That's what I was going to say.
Don't
Stetson
even start,
Bennett.
Bob.
I'm going to go with the underdog because if he can take helm of that team and do what he's been doing, Stetson Bennett should get a talk. If this is the best team in the country and he's leading that team and he's doing what he's doing like he did last week, 2 touchdowns.
To me, none of those guys really stand out. And if there's a year for a defensive player to win this award, it is this year. The big man, Jordan Davis, the best player on the best team in the country, should have an opportunity to win the Heisman. But look, his stats ain't gonna blow you away, but his impact speaks for itself, guys. So I believe Jordan Davis, it's a long shot. But listen, you show me a guy who's had a bigger impact on the team because they're winning with what? Defense?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Defense is winning.
Okay. And there's not a more dominant player at any position than Jordan Davis.
Okay, thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
I can tell when Chuck's being real serious because he just stops blinking. And he means it. Man, there was a lot of passion. I wasn't even thinking about him, but now you kind of got me there too, and off of Stetson Bennett. So, okay, I'm sold. LSU hosting Florida. What do we think is going to happen with Coach Orgeron? I mean, do we think he's going to be okay, your head is crinkling up. Mine doesn't do that because of Botox.
This is a big game because it's the 17th straight game where he's coaching for his job. It seems like at least every single week we hear it's like, is he going to last at the weekend? Right. They don't have any experienced coaches on staff. So I don't think you can really fire them, but they're going to.
I just think the fact that he restructured his staff again, they're 3-3. I mean, they got blown out, and they still got 4 teams they got to play that are in the top 20. When you look at this team and what Ed Orgeron, I think a lot of it, what hurt him, Chris, and you can attest to this, when he won the national title and said, "We coming back." You know what I mean? He kept saying,
he's pretty confident. Yeah,
you know
he's
what I'm
very
saying?
confident.
We ain't going nowhere. We're coming back. So I think he put almost unrealistic expectations on the program, and he hadn't been able to live up to those expectations.
Well, you got to remember too, Chuck, that his offensive coordinator skipped town on him, Coach Brady, and that was a big crux of what the offense was doing. So
that's your guy.
Joe Brady?
Yeah, you talk.
Things have been the same since Joe Burrow and Joe Brady.
No, you're right. You big up him. I kind of beat him up back in the day, and he's done pretty good in the NFL too.
Not too bad. Yeah, but and you have to give Coach O credit when he made those hires initially, and now he's made more hires, and it's not been the same.
Well, I mean, you can't knock the guy for having confidence, though. I mean, did Dabo have any experience when he came into the job and he was super confident, and then that worked out well for him? So I ain't mad at Coach O for coming in with a little bit of confidence, you know?
But don't you think Dabo, he built the program more? Ed Orgeron walked into a lot of talent. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's still got a lot of talent.
And they're not going to leave anywhere outside of the state for recruits.
Well, I like his confidence. And speaking of confidence, does Kentucky really think that they can handle Georgia? We're going to break that down coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with 5 drive modes, you can climb above Basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2021 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get a low $219 per month lease on Rogue, or get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models.
You just want to meet your new niece.
Here she is.
But if slow upload speeds were to freeze your face and you accidentally snub a newborn,
Nothing is ever good enough for you.
just remember, you're not a bad sister.
This is going to be a problem.
You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience with 25 times faster upload speeds than cable. Get AT&T Fiber. Plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877-ONLY-ATT.
I drop off and pick up my kids from school, so I can't work early or late. And I need to make enough to make it worthwhile.
I can only work 2 days a week, and it can't interfere with my other job.
I can do full-time, just not daytime, and I need benefits. Good ones.
And you know, it'd be nice if you paid for my tuition. Like all of it.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to college teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Georgia Bulldogs with an official Team Big Bow Box.
Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow ya.
Welcome back to the College Football Hall of Fame. Our dog report is brought to you by Beaver Toyota. If you look around, we are in the presence of greatness. All of these national championship trophies, legends everywhere. It's only natural we talk about the college football playoff and what that Bama loss means for what that roster is starting to shake up as. Chris, I'll let you kind of walk us through it.
Kind of thought we agreed not to talk about it, but that's fine. I'm not even going to look at you. I'll just look right here at you guys. So Bama losing. I think going into that game, we all thought that Bama and Georgia would both be shoo-ins for making the playoff. Now Bama, who's not going to beat Georgia once, has to beat them twice. So you have the Big Ten. They have 5 teams in the top 9 right now. They got to have like the best avenue to get 2 teams in the playoff.
I'm a big proponent, though, of parity. I mean, I know it's not good for Bama.
Like jokes.
But y'all got enough.
Yeah.
Y'all got enough.
All of these are ours.
What I'm saying? They are.
About the trophies,
Look, we got one that's real close by, but it's a BCS one.
Yeah,
that's old school Tennessee had. But you know what I'm saying? But the point is, when you look at Cincinnati, looking at some of these other teams that are in the mix, looking at Iowa, I think it's pretty cool seeing some of these teams with an opportunity to win a national championship. I just think parity is good. Might not be good for the SEC, but I'm not counting Bama out yet. Now I'm not counting Bama out yet. But Georgia, to me, again, is the favorite.
Well, I think what also needs to be said, like we joke around, everyone knows I'm an Alabama fan.
Are you?
But all of those teams you just listed, they deserve to be in more than Bama. They've won all their games, and the game should matter.
Oh, definitely should matter, because when you have the Big 12s and the Big 10s and those outer fringe conferences that just don't get that same love when it comes to that playoff push towards the end of the season. So I would like to see Iowa, maybe.
What about
Cincinnati?
The Pac-12? What about the Pac-12?
Okay.
We're not going to go that far.
You played at Stanford.
We're trying to be nice.
We ain't talked about Washington. We ain't talked about
UCLA.
Yeah, we'll shut it off at the Big 12 for sure. Also, Bob, you're the first person, I think, in the history of college football to say they wanted to see Iowa play for the national title. So, in football.
Just a little change up, I like the uniforms, black and yellow.
How about the fact that it's halfway through the season, like you said, and if you would have told us at the beginning of the year that Iowa and Cincinnati were both going to be in the top 3 in the country in like football, not like frying things or state fairs, it's incredible.
Because I was surprised Iowa actually beat Penn State. I was thinking Penn State might be where Iowa is right now, but I mean, kudos to Iowa, and they got the job done.
Well, boys, we got a showdown. It's time for our college football showdown.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
So Kentucky at Georgia, do you think Kentucky's for real, or do they just have kind of a cookie cutter schedule?
I mean, I'm not going to hate on Kentucky because it's I mean, it's like hating on your 11-year-old cousin. I mean, you know what I mean?
I mean,
they
look,
didn't do anything
but
wrong.
we talked about parity, though. It's
true.
that kind of year. Kentucky's won the game. Listen, I hate when people keep saying, well, it's a cupcake. But then they come back and say, well, the SEC's the best. But the SEC teams are the cupcakes. I give Kentucky a lot of credit because looking at what Coach Mark Stoops has done, I mean, this team is confident and they play good defense. They've been stout. That's what helped them win the Florida game was defense because they didn't have no offense. But against LSU, I mean, what was it, 35-7 in the fourth quarter? I mean, it was a butt whooping.
I mean, they held them scoreless in the first half. And you're talking about in a day and age where we've even seen Bama struggle with this, like finding an identity on offense. They have an identity. They play really good defense. They don't turn the ball over, and they run the ball.
Oh, yeah. And then with the game like this where Georgia is expected to cover the 22, this is a good opportunity for Kentucky just to, show something that you got a little moxie about yourself. So if you can keep that game close like you did in the Rainout Bowl thing when it was 14-3, it's one of those games that be close in the fourth quarter. Maybe you can make a push for the win.
All that being said, it's not going to happen. Georgia's going to
It's not, it's going to be a blowout. We just saying.
All right, guys, stick with us. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the Atlanta Falcons. We're 5 games in. What does that mean for the team? We'll break it down next on Football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, Find New Roads, Bojangles, and Reliable Heating and Air.
You want trucks? We got trucks. Linda Beaver here with an exciting announcement. Your pre-owned truck center is now open at Beaver Toyota. Seriously, whatever you want. Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, Dodge, we got them all, and they're all on sale. There's never been a better time for you to get the truck and the price of your dreams. Oh, and for a limited time, the vehicles may be purchased with 0 down and no payments for 3 months. Your pre-owned truck center is now open. Visit us at beavertoyotacoming.com. We're here to wow you.
This is it. Oh, this is it. Down South Style Barbecue.
This is it. Barbecue and Seafood brings back its best value. 2 for $32. 1 for Saturday and 1 for Sunday. 2 dinners, 2 desserts, 2 drinks, all for just $32.
Now order online at thisisitbbq.com.
Opening soon, Union City. It's still the rib tips.
We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort. Our commitment is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Only $19.99 a month for a new water heater.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with 5 drive modes, you can climb above Basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2021 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get a low $219 per month lease on Rogue, or get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models.
Today's Atlanta Falcons report is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, Find New Roads.
Welcome back. Our Falcons report is brought to you by Georgia Drive Chevy. No better way to open up our Falcons report than checking out this awesome College Football Hall of Fame exhibit with our very own Deion Sanders. This is such a cool place. I've just got to start by asking you, Chuck, though, are you happy with where the Falcons are right now headed into the bye?
I'll say I'm disappointed in the defense, and I'll just tell you what needs work. Number one is the run defense. You know, teams have been running on the Falcons. Falcons haven't really been stout at the point of attack. Number two, I'll say the Falcons, when in coverage, only got 1 interception. They did really good this last game versus the Jets. And number three, which has been talked about for the last decade, legitimately last 10 years, is the pass rush. It's really been in that. There's no one that's really standing up. So, Nikki, those are where I see the Falcons.
You still got it, dude.
Hey.
Suit it up. Let's go.
Let's do it.
What would you say, Bob, has stood out to you in the offense over the last 5 games? And then I want you to give me a breakdown of the defense.
Yeah, no, it's really because what you left, well, who left you? And when Julio's gone, now who's the primary receiver? And that primary receiver is Calvin Ridley, and he was a no-show in London. So what you're trying to do is find your offense. Matt Ryan been a stand-up guy, even though he had to get up off the ground a lot of times. He's been a stand-up guy for this offense, but he's now struggling finding the chemistry with his receivers because if they're dropping passes for him, is he throwing it to him? So I see some sparks with the Pitts connection. That is grooming to be something great. But this offense is not what we know it to be, and I don't think it's going to get to that powerhouse anytime soon.
But who's it led by, real quick, Chris? Who's been outside of Matt Ryan?
Patterson.
Who's been Cordell Patterson, and where did he go to school?
Tennessee. There you go.
I wore this in honor of Cordell Patterson today. Anyway.
I feel like it's like a very vital part of like a Falcons fan season, because like we're in like, you know, we get like fake fall and then we get second summer in Georgia. That's basically where we are right now. Like you know, like Andre 3 Stacks said, guard your heart right now. Okay, keep your heart 3 Stacks, because they're going to break it later.
But they could win these games coming up. So to me, if they can get the defense right, get the offense right, they can win some games. I look at it, they can go 17 games now, not 16. They can get up there. So they can get to the playoffs.
I do like the whole mantra. I feel like we all need t-shirts. If you're an Atlanta fan of anything, guard your heart.
Yeah.
Guard your
Pace
heart.
yourselves.
Pace yourselves. Guys, stick with us when we come back. It's our NFL report. It's all coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Eligible customers get great offers from GM Financial, plus no monthly payments for 120 days on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups, and get $1,500 cash allowance. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
Peace out, leaving home just to change my phone plan. Hello, switching from my sofa. Goodbye, everything you can. Hello, Google Fi, a phone plan that can.
The next generation of hair transplant procedures is here. X-Acto Pro is a revolutionary procedure that takes hair transplants to a completely new level. Hair Restoration Specialist of Atlanta is the only hair transplant clinic that offers this new hair technology. The next 10 clients during the month of October will also receive $1,000 off this new procedure and $2,000 in additional savings. We are the top choice in hair restoration, so call us today to book your procedure and let's get you back to the hair you deserve and love.
Today's NFL report is being brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, servicing Atlanta's heating and air conditioning needs for over 40 years.
Welcome back. Our NFL report is brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Are we shocked that the Arizona Cardinals are the only unbeaten NFL team at this point? Bob, I see you smirking.
Oh, I'm shocked, but I like that video game quarterback that can do all those amazing things and all those amazing throws.
A little guard gnome out there?
Yeah, he's just throwing the ball, falling, running, and little feet. They be running. I love it.
Running. What about Urban Meyer over at the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Not as fun. Not as fun to watch. What would you call it, a train wreck, maybe? I mean, he's got to be very happy for John Gruden, I would say. Like he sent him like some flowers or something, because he took a lot of heat off him.
Yeah, when I think of Urban Meyer, one of the things I think of, he's a college coach. I think, number one, he lost the locker room early because he mismanaged a lot, from what I'm hearing, things inside. Number one, you got a franchise quarterback, right? You got a franchise quarterback, but everybody knows in the NFL, they reserve the right to treat everybody differently. But what I'm hearing from some of the guys that I work with, that it's beyond, it's it's almost like he's still being recruited. They're babying him around the locker room. This is stuff that I'm getting from and I'm not going to say, what they say, unidentified sources. Yeah. No, I'm getting it from my boys. Okay, I'm not going to say unidentified sources.
I tell you, but I'd have to kill you. Well, I mean, if you're Trevor Lawrence, though, are you disappointed?
No. I mean, what did you expect? I mean, you're the number one pick for a reason to go to a team that absolutely wasn't any good. So the Jaguars didn't get the number one pick because they were on a winning streak, all right? They got the number one pick because they're on a losing streak, and they need a lot of talent to put around Trevor Lawrence.
A lot of L's.
That is fair. Speaking of talent, we are bringing in Jeffrey the Ed Schechter next. You don't want to miss it. He's got his picks. It's all coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
We work late so you can sleep easier. Our dedication is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with 5 drive modes, you can climb above Basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2021 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get a low $219 per month lease on Rogue, or get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models.
If we hadn't hired Montlick & Associates, I don't think we would have had the best representation. It was very hands-on. It wasn't throw you out to the shark and you swim your way back. And that's what made the process easier. Being represented by Montlick gave me and my wife this whole new aspect of, oh, this is how it's supposed to be done. I would definitely recommend Montlick & Associates. We were happy, definitely.
If you have psoriasis, it's time to see the possibilities with Taltz. Up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw a significant improvement. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
Today's college and NFL predictions is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue.
Welcome back. Our college and NFL predictions are brought to you by This Is It Barbecue. Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, heck of a week last week. 5-0-1.
Depending on what price you got Michigan at. If you gave 2.5, it was 5-0-1. If you gave the 3, you pushed it. It was 4-0-2.
Ooh, well, let's see if you can razzle dazzle us this week. Take us through your picks.
Missouri has absolutely no defense. Texas A&M will run through them. They'll easily cover the 8.5. NC State's perfect for Boston College. They're overrated. They're the favorite. Take the 3 with the home dog, Eagles. Great game. Mississippi and Tennessee. The referees are going to raise their hands so much they'll wind up with arthritis. I'm loving Tennessee. To me, they're the toughest team Georgia has on their schedule. Take the 3.5 with Tennessee. Cincinnati should cover the 3 over Detroit. They're just a better team. Hats off to Arizona. They were undefeated. Now Cleveland's going to beat them. Nobody stays undefeated. Give the 2.5 with Cleveland. And Seattle's all hurt. Their quarterback was great. Give the 5 with Pittsburgh at home.
All right. Thank you, Jeffrey. And thank you to everybody here at the Chick-fil-A College Football Hall of Fame. This has been awesome. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, 10-10 recommend. Do it soon. Guys, we'll see you all next Saturday at 9 a.m. on Fox 5. Thanks for joining us for another week of Football's Play to Win.
Today's show has been brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, Bojangles, and your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet. Find new roads.